On today's lesson, we are going to learn about summer. Yes, summer holidays and especially summer camps. Then we're going to do some listening exercises. So practice our listening skills. And then we're going to learn about the present perfect, the new verb tense. Okay? Now, let's start off with a question. So what's your ideal holiday? Where would you like to spend your holiday? So imagine in a foreign country like Spain, Canada. Would you like to spend your holiday in the United States of America, on Brazil, or at the seaside? Not a country, but it's a seaside, so near the sea. No? Okay. Or in the countryside. Okay. And where would you like to stay? For example, in a hotel, or in a flat by the sea, or in a tent, or in a caravan, okay, or in a hostel. And what would you like to do? Visit interesting places, or lie in the sun, or do lots of sports and hobbies, like reading, running, cycling. Okay. Summer holiday, yeah. Now, many teenagers and kids in America spend their summer holiday in summer camps, yeah? So we are going to practice our listening skills by listening to 3 teenagers, right? Because a lot of Americans go to a summer camp. Yeah, that's it. So 3 kids, Carol, Kyle, and Maggie, are in a summer camp. So we are going to listen to these 3 kids and very carefully, and you're going to find out what's the name of the summer camp, where is it, and what do they like about the camp, okay? So in your notebook, write these questions, okay? And then listen and take some notes, okay? Are you ready? So Carol, and then Kyle, and then Maggie. Are you ready? Okay.
Summer camp. I love camp. This is my first summer at Teens Camp, and I must say, it has been the best summer of my life. Camp is really fantastic because the staff are nice and there is a wide variety of activities to choose from. I have made so many great friends that I know I will keep through the years. I have attended different camps, and I must say, Teens Camp has been by far my favorite. Carol.
Now it's Kyle. Okay, it's the same camp, okay? Let's listen.
Camp has been enjoyable for me since I began in the 5th grade. There are always many activities to do, such as canoeing, inline skating, soccer, hiking, darts, ceramics, photography, and many others. I have been to many camps, and I think this is the best. I recommend this camp to anyone who likes sports, arts and crafts, and most any activity you love. Kyle.
Okay, and now we're going to listen to Maggie.
Teens Camp has introduced me to many different types of sports, arts and crafts, and other interesting activities. The Sports Academy offers team, individual, and water sports. The Arts and Crafts Department not only offers drawing and painting, but also magic and dance. As the camp is near Lake George, New York, their sailing program is excellent. People complain about the cabins, but what's there to complain about? They're fun and you don't spend much time there. I personally love this camp because of the great friendships I've made and the fun activities. I hope to continue my teens camp experience when I'm old enough to be a counselor. Maggie.
Okay, so have you finished? Do you know the answers? Okay, let's find out. So what's the name of the summer camp? What did you write? Correct? It's teens camp. Okay, because Kyle and Carol and Maggie, they talk about teens camp. They'll love it. Where is it? Did you find that? It's near Lake George, so New York, and it's in USA. And what do they like about the camp? What did you write? Okay, so they mostly like the great variety of activities the camp offers and the friendships they have made. So in general, it's the free time activities of the sports and also friendship, okay? So if you write friends, summer, sports, free time activities, everything is correct. Now, let's see if you remember, this is Carol, okay? And Carol says this in the text. Okay, do you remember number one? I love camp. This is my camp, summer. At teens camp, I must say it has been the summer of my life. Camp is really because the staff are nice and there is wide variety of activities to choose from. Okay, so pause the video for a minute and let's see. So write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and find out the words you think are missing. Okay, so pause the video and try to put the words that are missing. Okay, let's do the correction. Number 1. Oh, first, let's listen again and see if you are right. Okay, so we listen and we check if you're right. Okay.
Summer camp. I love camp. This is my first summer at teens camp, and I must say, it has been the best summer of my life. Camp is really fantastic because the staff are nice and there is a wide variety of activities to choose from. I have made so many great friends that I know I will keep through the years. I have attended different camps, and I must say, teens camp has been by far my favorite. Carol.
Have you done everything correct? Yes? Okay, so let's try this one. Again, this is Kyle's text. 4 words are missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, write the numbers in your notebook and pause the video for 2 minutes and see if you remember the words. Okay, this time I'm going to tell you the words. So tell me, number 1, there are always many activities to do, such as canoeing, inline skating, and then I recommend this camp to anyone who likes sports, arts and crafts, and mostly any activity you love. Very good. Okay. It's summer. It's so good. Now, have you ever done bodyboarding? Yes? No? I've never. No. Have you ever done scuba diving? No. And climbing? Have you ever done climbing? Yes, you have? No? No, you haven't. Okay. Okay. And have you ever been to the USA on holiday? No? Yes? Good. And to England? Have you ever been to England? And to Spain? Okay, I have. Okay, to Spain. Okay. And have you ever been to the circus? Yes. And to a rock concert? Yes, you have. Okay. To the opera? And to a museum. Okay, now, look, have you ever been? Have been. This is an interesting question. One more question. Have you ever seen a shark? Have you ever seen a giraffe? Yes. And the gorilla? Okay. Have you ever seen? Have seen. This is a verb tense, right? Okay, another question. Have you ever eaten Chinese food? Yes, okay. And have you ever eaten snails? No, no. Have you ever eaten frog legs? No, I've never. Okay, so this question again, we have a verb tense here. A verb, have been. Is it one or two? It's one, yes. So it's a new verb tense that is called present perfect. Okay, present perfect. Now, look at this text. This is Kyle's text, right? Okay, remember? Look, began, this is the verb. What tense is it? It's the past simple. Begin, began, begun. Okay, past simple. But here, it's not the past simple. It's the present perfect. See? So you have has been, have been. So the past simple, it's only one form, right? One form. And the present perfect has got two. So we have the auxiliary and the main verb. So let's have a look at past tenses. So when we talk about present perfect, it's not present. Have a look. We have the past simple, it's past. We have the past continuous, it's past. And then we have the present perfect, it's also past. And then we have the present perfect continuous, yes. And then we have the past perfect. And then we have the past perfect continuous, okay? So in English, we have a lot of past tenses, okay? But today, we are going to look at the present perfect. And the present perfect is a past tense. So in Portuguese, what's the difference when you translate? Is there a difference in the translation? Have a look. I have never played chess. She has written this book. This is present perfect. So how do I translate this? I have never played chess. Nunca joguei xadrez. Eu nunca joguei. Past. She has written this book. Ela, she, has written, escreveu, this book. So see, present perfect is past. So it refers to the past. So how is it formed? It's not past simple, but it's past. It's a different kind of past. How is it formed? So we have, I have never played. She has been to Paris. So we have two verbs, okay? So we have and has, auxiliary verb, and then the past participle of the main verb. So here we have play in the past participle. We have the verb to be in the past participle, okay? These are examples. So I'm going to ask you now, pause the video and write this into your notebook, okay? Okay, you can do that now. Pause. Okay, so we know the form. The present perfect is have, has, and past participle, right? I say, I have been to London, but I can also say, I've been. So we can, short form, it's also correct. Or another example, she has been to London. You can say, she's been to London, okay? So this is the normal form, and this is the short form. Okay, has not, negative, hasn't been. Let's have a look now at the different types of present perfect. So the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative. So the form is always the same. Have, has, plus past participle. Affirmative, very simple. I have been, you have been. So it's have, I have, you have been. So the past participle is always the same. Look, been, been. Plural, again, have been, they have been. So the difference is the third person, which is has. Okay, correct? Okay, and of course, don't forget, I have is I've, she has, she's. Now, negative, also very simple. Negative, Subject, have, has, not, and then the past participle. I have not, haven't been. The students, so plural, haven't studied the lesson. Jack has not, so hasn't arrived. Negative. Yeah? Now, interrogative questions. This is very important. Now you swap. So you have, has, and then subject, and then past participle. Notice the past participle is always the same. Have you ever slept in a caravan? Has he eaten Japanese food? So has he eaten? Have you read the book yet? So see, have you read? So question, question, and question. Okay, got it? So when do we use the present perfect? So we can use the present perfect to say that an action happened at an unspecified time in the past. So it's past, but it's very recent. We don't know when. So have a look at this table. See? Now, present, past, and future. And the present perfect, it's here. Okay, it's not specific. So we're going to look at some examples when we use the present perfect. Okay, first example. An action that started in the past but continues in the present. I have lived in London since 1996. See, I have lived, started in the past and continues in the present. Okay. Also, we can use with an action which happened at an unspecified time in the past. So we don't know when. Look at this example. Michael has learned how to ride a bike. So he has learned, it's past, but we don't know when. An uncompleted action. So it started in the past, but it's not completed. I haven't finished reading this book. Also, an action which happened on various occasions in the past. So for example, the president has come to my city 5 times. So past, but several occasions. Again, not a specific time. Or experiences in the past. So for example, I have been to Paris. It's an experience. Oh, I have tasted Chinese food. It's the past. It's not now. It's in the past. We don't know when. 5, we also use the present perfect with specific words. For example, never. This is an adverb of frequency. Okay, so I have never tasted Chinese food. So let's sum up and say, so how, where, and when can we use the present perfect? 1, to talk about actions that started in the past and continue in the present. 2, actions that happened at an unspecified time in the past, so it's not specific. 3, multiple actions which happened at different times. 4, past experiences. 5, specific words like adverbs of frequency and times expressions, okay? Now, pause the video and copy this into your notebook, okay? So that you can memorize it better. Okay? Now that you have done that, what kind of specific words are we talking about? And this is really, really, really important. These specific words will help you identify when you use the present perfect. So let's have a look. Now, which words? For, since, just, already, never or ever, yet, until now. Write these words down. And if you don't understand any of these words, go to the dictionary and find out the meaning in Portuguese. Okay? Go. Okay, now I'm going to concentrate and focus on these 2. What is the difference? Since and for. So what's the main difference? Because there's it's very easy to understand. So let's have a look at 2 sentences. She has lived here since 1998. She has lived here for 3 years. So in both cases, it's in the past that started and continues in the present. So what's the difference? The verb is the same. Has lived, has lived. So the action is still true in the present. But what's the difference? Since is the starting point, okay? So the starting point is specific. It's 1998. 1998. For, it's not specific, it's the duration of the action. So this means duration, for, it's a period of time, 3 years. So since, specific point, for, duration. Okay, again, pause the video and write this down in your notebook. It's a summary. Now we have to see some examples. I've lived here for 10 years. So this, remember these time expressions for 10 years? I've lived here since 2011. I have already finished my homework. Have you ever been to Paris? See the ever here. I have never visited London, so the never. Notice that here, okay, already, ever, in never are in the middle. See? Have already finished, have ever been, have never visited, okay? So this here goes in between. The rain hasn't stopped yet. Yet goes in the end of the sentence, not in the beginning, in the end. Now, let's see the difference between for and since. Remember for and since? For, duration, a period of time. Since, specific. So now, so this is an example. I have studied for hours because it's duration. Okay, so now stop the video, pause, and do this exercise for 3 minutes. Let's correct. 2. Peter has lived in London for 3 years. 3. We have known each other since we were children. Since because it's specific time, right? 4. I've been here since 9 a.m., so specific time. He has waited at the bus stop for 1 hour. They have been in France for a week. 7. I haven't talked to Susan since last week. Okay? So in Portuguese, we would say eu estudei. Ou durante. Eu estudei durante horas. Peter has lived in London for 3 years. Peter viveu em Londres durante 3 anos. Ou mora em Londres há 3 anos. Since, I've been here since 9 a.m. Eu estou aqui desde as 9 horas. Okay? Okay? In Portuguese, we sometimes use the present to talk about the past. Okay, now it's break time, and then we're going to practice the present perfect. Okay, so have a break, pause the video, and then we continue. Now, let's open your book on page 160, and you have the rule there. So let's have a look at these 3 options, so 3 examples of the present perfect, and try to find out the situation here, which is the correct one. Okay? You can do that. Pause the video and do the exercise. Correction. So, he has traveled to Rome twice. Of course, an experience, okay? So he has traveled to Rome twice, not once, twice. 2, they have been friends for 5 years. Action, which started in the past and continues up to the present. And 4, look. Finally, look, Kyle has tidied up his cabin. So an action which happened at an unspecified time in the past and whose result is visible in the present. So look, Kyle has tidied up his cabin. When? It's not important. It's cleaned. He has done it. We don't know when, okay? So remember, the present perfect talks always about not a specific time, okay? Now, there's something that it's really important for you to remember. The present perfect is formed with the have, has, and the past participle. Yes, we have to make the present perfect. So to make the present perfect, you have to know the verb list. Remember? Buy, bought, be, was, been, write, wrote, written, begin, began, began. Okay, so do you remember the verb lists? Oh my, let's see if you remember. So here on this side, we have verbs that have two, so the same, and here three different. So present, infinitive, present, past, past participle. Here again, but here the two are the same, but here the two are different. Let's see if you remember. Buy, bought. Bring, brought. Feel, felt. Find, found. Get, got. Have, had. Hear, heard. Live, left. Spend, spent. Okay, two are the same, but remember the past participle, it's this here. Past participle. So I have bought, I have found, I have heard. Now, the lists of these irregular verbs: taken, took, taken, drink, drank, drunk, write, wrote, written, be, was, were, been, break, broke, broken, come, came, come, go, went, gone, give, gave, given, see, saw, seen. See? Look, past participle, it's this here. Okay? So when you do the present perfect, you have to use this plus the past participle, this form here. Okay? So let's practice with some exercises. So now in your notebook, write these sentences in the present perfect. So you have the verb and you have the expression. Okay? Very good. So pause the video and write in your notebook. Correction. 1. I have never tasted Japanese food. See? Present perfect, have tasted, never goes in the middle. 2. Negative, with the verb have. I haven't had this much fun since I was young. 3. I have never visited New York. Visit becomes have visited. Times have changed since I was born. How long have you been in Glasgow? Correct? Again, pause the video and complete these sentences with the verb in the present perfect. Okay, stop for 3 minutes. Have you done it? Let's correct. Okay, Paul has never had a part in a school play. 2. Anna has never gone to London. 3. It's a question. Swap. Have they bought a new mobile phone? Question with ever. Has Karen ever broken her leg? 5. Question. Lie. You. Have you ever lied to your parents? Question. 6. Have you ever left anything on the bus? 7. Michael has never run a marathon. 8. Tina has never given my birthday present. Present perfect, it's in red, okay? See? Auxiliary verb, past participle. Auxiliary verb, past participle. So the present perfect has 2 verbs, auxiliary and the main verb in the past participle. Now we can practice a little bit in your notebook, workbook. So not the book. So here you have the workbook. Open your workbook on page 89. Pause the video and do these exercises. Correction. A boy has just gone surfing. B, a man has just bought an ice cream. So you have to use just. So complete the sentence about the picture with just. C, a girl has just sat under a beach umbrella. Look at her. D, two kids have just built a sandcastle. So just, it's the same in Portuguese, is acabaram de fazer. Agora mesmo. Okay? E, 2 boys have just thrown the ball across the net. Throw the ball across the net. F, a member of the team has just caught the ball. Caught the ball. G, a girl in a pink swimsuit has just got out of water. Got out of water. Okay? So do you understand the present perfect? Yes? Okay, so now to study more in your notebook, so workbook, sorry, not notebook, in your workbook, do pages 87 and 88 to practice a little bit more this present perfect and also do the other exercises, okay? Let's keep in touch and see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.